The legal stuff, taxes, ethics, and contracts. The legal stuff is boring. There, we said it, so you do not have to. It can be confusing and tedious and, truthfully, reading legal advice can be a great precursor to a nap. Nevertheless, it is so incredibly important to make sure that your business is acting legally. While understanding the legal elements of freelance work can be a headache now, it is nothing compared to how you would be feeling if you found yourself in trouble. When starting a freelance business, one of the things that you will need to become familiar with is the legal requirements for your industry, but also, for the region that you live in. Although, here is a disclaimer, this ebook is not providing legal advice. It will be giving some guidelines of things to think about, but it is not an exhaustive list. The laws and regulations differ from place to place, so you must do your research properly. Legalities. The legal components that are applicable to freelance businesses differ from state to state, so you must do your research thoroughly. But, in general, you will need to consider registering for taxes and business registration, including company structure and ownership. You may also need to take out additional insurance. If you plan on working from home, some home insurance does not cover businesses, so you may have to take out additional business insurance. Check with your provider and see what is possible for you just in case. Some other things that you may need to investigate include intellectual property law, exclusivity clauses, and how credit will be awarded. You should also investigate data protection concepts, as well as how to cope with conflicts of interest. It is better to be safe than sorry. It will be well worth your time to do extensive research into the legal requirements of freelance enterprises in your location and industry. When it comes to the law, being proactive is better than being reactive. Business ethics. There is, of course, a difference between things that are legal and things that are ethical. Just because something may be legally permissible, it does not mean that it is ethical or morally acceptable. While it may seem tempting to cut corners or ignore certain things, when you are the owner of a freelance business, it all will come down on you. You are the only person on the line. Your behavior and your reputation will make or break you, and, subsequently, your business could be at risk. While it goes without saying, regular business ethics and expectations still apply to freelancers. This, of course, means that you should pride yourself on being dependable, productive, open-minded, and compliant, as well as exhibiting integrity and loyalty. You will need to keep communication open and honest. You should always keep your client up to date with your progress and keep them in the loop. You should think of yourself working with clients, not for. Do not give unrealistic expectations about project due dates. It is far better to give yourself a longer deadline and finish early than not complete on time. If something is unclear or you are unsure about something, do not be afraid, and do not just struggle through, ask questions. Additionally, do not steal or plagiarize, and make sure that you are honest at all times. Remember, you are still a professional. You do not have to act casually like you are in your pajamas, even if you are. Contracts. Contracts make clear exactly what you and your clients expect from one another. They can outline the terms of your work, for example, the number of revisions or edits you will apply, or payment expectations. Contracts can also outline the details of the work that you will be completing. This is essential so that your client cannot demand additional work. Outlining clearly what work precisely you will be completing, in what capacity, and by when is essential to ensuring that you and your client are on the same page. You should also outline the time frame of the project, as well as any deadlines. And of course, the contract should include the terms of payment. Will you be paid hourly, or a lump sum? Will it be paid in parts, or once the project is completed? If nothing else, it is essential to outline payment terms. You could just write up a list of your terms and conditions to send to your clients or link them to a web page outlining your terms of service. You do not necessarily need to create a unique one for each client, though, depending on the service you should, but you can use a template. Contracts can be used to protect you from clients that are trying to take advantage of you and trying to get more work for no additional money. Trust your gut, but make sure you are legally protected, too. If you use contracts properly, they can save you from some trouble with any legalities. Ensuring that your terms of service, requirements, and expectations are clearly outlined is pivotal.